Hello, fellow fans. I'm Mark. And with me is my co-host. I herald the start of the episode. I herald the end of the episode. I herald Bryan.
Makes me sound ominous.
You are. You're the watcher. Welcome, everyone, to UWF. On the last episode, Bryan and I united for a super episode as we reviewed in a spoiler and non-spoiler Superman. And then before that, we got you ready for summer with some summer classics. Check it out. It's still a fun time. It's still summer, so it's still up to date. This episode, Bryan and I will be taking on the Fantastic Four. Is it fantastic for you, or is it fantastically disappointing for us? Stay tuned. UWF starts now.
All right, let's do this one last time.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Football is life.
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Is Star Wars the one with the little wizard boy?
This is the way.
Avengers! Assemble.
Ah, chills. Literal chills.
Hello, fantastic fans. Thank you all for uniting with us as we talk about all things fandom. Please give us a rate or review wherever you listen so we can have with more fans out there on the UWF network. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, and especially Discord. We have the Discord link on our social media that we can join in on fun conversations and get Discord United We Fan benefits like guest hosting on a show, suggesting great topics, and just shout outs. We'd love to hear from you. Bryan, the Fantastic Four are back, and I got nothing else. Anyways, so they're back.
They're back and better than ever, in my opinion.
Ooh. Let's start with previews. Did Bryan finally get to see the Christopher Nolan Odyssey preview?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Are you serious?
I don't know.
Now they're just doing it on purpose to you.
I mean, the only theater I've been in and since I moved here has been the same IMAX theater. F1, Superman twice, Fantastic Four twice. And yeah, that's it. But this, I mean, it's a weird theater chain, dude. They have like commercials in between movie theaters for like local law firms and banks and everything else. It's just weird.
Wait, so you've seen Superman twice already?
Correct.
And Fantastic Four twice.
I saw Fantastic Four twice on Thursday, so I saw it at 2 and 7:50.
I know, I went to see it again right afterwards. I think I might do a Superman Fantastic Four double feature because the nerd in me will just be so happy. Did they show Avatar, Fire and Ash?
Yeah, and I think that's specifically tagged on to Fantastic Four, because my understanding is it's even after Nicole Kidman now. So I think it's literally the first thing that's part of like the file for Fantastic Four. Yeah,
so the preview ended, and literally without missing like you saw black for 2 seconds, and then Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
So
I got a cool IMAX Fantastic Four countdown, which was cool.
Oh, I have seen that. That was great. What'd you think of Avatar, Fire and Ash?
I mean, it's another Avatar film. Will I go see it? Sure. Will I go see it multiple times? Nope.
I think it looks great, though. It looks different.
Does it?
I think so.
Say so. And there's fire instead of water, and that's about the only difference I noticed.
Whatever. It's going to be another $1 billion movie.
Two probably.
And like 2 movies that have outgrossed. Anyways. So, yeah, those were the good previews for friends. We are reviewing Fantastic Four, Marvel Studios' latest film. We're going to start with a non-spoiler. So fear not, if you haven't seen the movie and you're just curious to see if we liked it or not, you're in a good place for that. We're going to start off with non-spoilers. Bryan, this year we have gotten Captain America, Brave New World, The Thunderbolts, asterisk, and now Fantastic Four. It's going to be a great year, or it has been. Well, no, it has been a really good year for Marvel. We'll start there. The average is high. I will just go ahead and say it. This will be in my top 5 favorite MCU movies. As a Fantastic Four fan who loves who enjoys the previous 3 films, you know what, I'll throw in the 4th one, the Roger Corman, like one that's on YouTube, who enjoys those 4 movies. I loved this one, and I have just so much praise for it.
This is certainly the best Fantastic Four film to exist. Not that that's a very high bar to clear. Every character was at their best in this film, and we'll talk more about what that means. But what makes every character who they are, I think, was on its best display in this film. Does that mean this film is perfect? It doesn't. I think there's a lot to love about this film, but for some reason, the sum of the parts, I don't love this film. I like this film a lot, but I do not love this film. It's not a top 10 MCU film for me. It's middle of the road, top half probably. But I thought that this film was really well done, and it definitely has reason to exist. And I think only more reason to exist will be made clearer as the future of the MCU takes shape.
Visually beautiful, different from any other Marvel movie. Of course, I love the score from Michael Giacchino. All the actors looked great. You know, 2 post-credit scenes, we'll get into that. I did enjoy that, once again, we did not get the long Marvel Studios intro, and I think I read somewhere they stopped, and then there's going to be a rebooted one for when Spider-Man comes out, I think I saw. So the last movie we saw it was Wolverine and Deadpool. Sorry, Deadpool and Wolverine. Good Lord.
And that was like Ryan Reynolds kind of singing along with it, kind of mocking it in its own right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I keep seeing people are saying that Deadpool and Wolverine is not aging well. I still love it. Am I alone on that?
I haven't seen. Why hasn't it aged well? I don't understand.
I don't know. People just got to complain about something. But anyways, I'm glad. I definitely got annoyed seeing the long Marvel intro. We've already talked about this. I've already talked about it, how it was on the TV shows. They stopped that a while ago. Stopped it on the movies. Good decision. So, but overall, Brian, you said it's middle of the road. Is it going to be in your top 10 favorite movies of the year?
Oh, I would assume so. Yeah. No, it'll be. The question is, do I like it more than Thunderbolts? The answer is yes.
Yes.
I do like it. And I like Thunderbolts. I like Thunderbolts a lot. I think Thunderbolts was heavy. It's significantly better than Brave New World. Brave New World struggled. I think it's the best not I think. I think it is the best MCU film of the year, but it's so different than what Thunderbolts was.
Papa Bryan, kid friendly. Will the kids like it?
I think so. I took my oldest to it. He liked it just fine. The others haven't gone, and they don't really have a massive desire to go.
Okay.
I mean, I told them it's live action The Incredibles, and they're kind of in.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna get back to that.
Yeah.
As a parent, do you think Superman is more appealing to kids than the Fantastic Four movie?
They both have their. I would say Fantastic Four is more family friendly from a standpoint of. There's one particular scene in Superman that's super dark, and it involves Russian roulette and ending very quickly. That scene's dark.
Yeah.
But Crypto and Herbie are pretty comparable. I would say Fantastic Four is just a little bit more family friendly.
All right. So if we had 4 thumbs, how many would you give it, Brian? Out of 4?
Oh yeah, 4. You only get 2 thumbs away. You only get 2 thumbs up, right, from Siskel and Ebert. Like just because it's 4 thumbs, just because it's 4 thumbs up doesn't mean it's perfect, but it's good.
Yes. Go see it. Brian's already seen it twice. I would have loved to have seen it again right afterwards if that helps you out. But that's our non-spoiler review. We hope you enjoy the film. Make sure, it's a Marvel movie. Stay till the end of the credits. Stay for the end of the credits anyways. But hey, now you got a reason to.
Can I, before we transition to the spoiler, can I take a victory lap around something MCU related that isn't Fantastic Four?
Sure.
I got called an idiot
Oh,
for saying that Borat was going to be Mephisto. Borat's Mephisto. And I'm not going to say I've watched all of Ironheart. I can't get into Ironheart. But Borat is here, and he's jacked, and he's Mephisto. And I got it right. And I was not as stupid as certain people seem to believe I was.
how long? You called that out a while ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
This isn't my Mark Hamill as Santa Claus in the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special as badly as I wanted that.
I know. I was excited for that. You got me excited for that. So thank you for disappointing me.
You're welcome.
But yeah, he's really good in it. Finish Ironheart if you can. Definitely has its big swings and misses and some good swings. Just feel like that show has
where
no
I'm
real.
struggling with her is I feel like Riri Williams has more of a moral compass than she's being portrayed to have.
Yes.
And that's where I struggle is I feel like Riri has a lot more understanding of what she's doing is wrong and she's just going along with it. And I'm assuming that probably comes into play at some point near the end of the series, I would hope. But her silencing her moral compass really, I just don't, I don't know, something just doesn't add up there for me.
I'm also, if I have to see one more time, Tony Stark only made a difference because he had money. He to quote a very famous line, Tony Stark built that in a cave.
With a box of scraps.
Yeah. Man. But Riri, her character arc, I don't think the writers did her justice. I think she's an awesome character, but and that I feel like that show is kind of just going to be forgotten off to the side. It's going to be its own solo mission, which is kind of how I wish they would have written it, just in case it didn't really go anywhere else. But
Mephisto's here. Mephisto's here, and he's played by Borat.
Yeah, his scenes are so good. He definitely steals the show.
That was the plan.
So, yeah. All right. So here's your spoiler alert, spoiler warning. Unlike those trolls online who just post pictures and credit scenes without giving you warning and just saying, well, tough, should have stayed off the internet. I hate you. We are going to let you know. Here's your spoilers. We're going to get into details, characters. Did they die? Did they live? Did we care? Things like that. We're going to dive deep into it and give you a fantastic review for you. So, Bryan, spoiler reviews has begun. Now, I definitely laughed because when I saw The Incredibles, which is still my favorite Pixar movie, I thought, wow, heavily inspired by Fantastic Four and The Watchmen. And I think a lot more people are going to put that together, especially when you have Mole Man or the Underminer, depending on which fan you are of that.
He's still Stingray from Cobra Kai for me. I love Paul Walter Hauser so much. He was so fun as Mole Man. Please wipe your feet. I'm just kidding. It's just dirt.
I'm just kidding. Johnny, don't worry about your outfit. He was, I love him as an actor. If you get a chance, check out his other movies. He's so good.
He's going to be in Naked Gun, which comes out next week.
Yes.
I cannot describe how excited I am getting for Naked Gun. I think it's going to be so funny.
I'm pissed. I feel like so many good things are on Paramount Plus, including the Naked Gun movies, because I want to rewatch them. But I love the Liam Neeson commercial where he's like, "Help us, please, by saving theatrical comedies." If you haven't seen that commercial, it's hilarious. Please go watch it.
I'm gonna give you talking about spoilers. I'm gonna give you a spoiler that I'm gonna like Naked Gun way more than you because it's directed by Akiva Schaffer, who did the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie, which spoke to me on every single level, and not you.
I think I will still love the Naked Gun. But yes, we will see. Who knows? Maybe I'll love it so much that I'll go back and think Chippendale is better than I remember. I still need to go back and watch it anyways for you.
So funny. So, anyway, Fantastic Four.
All right. So we get a quick flashback just to set up their story. They didn't need to do the whole like refresher on, Peter Parker bit by a spider. Let's tell that story again. Batman's parents and all that. They gave it as a newsreel for the variety show, and I loved that aspect. And and it wasn't boring. It wasn't like, oh, let's take a stroll down memory lane. So I enjoyed that for an origin story. I have been reading some reports that the film was short and it had around like 20 minutes of 15 to 20 minutes cut from it. I don't know how reliable those multiple sources are, but I definitely felt like there was more we could have dove into. They definitely had clips in the previews that weren't in the movie.
We do know
which happens all the
that John
time.
Malkovich was cut from the film, like the Red
Yes.
Ghost, which they referenced the Red Ghost, but they never showed the Red Ghost. I think this film needed 20 more minutes, but we'll talk about what should have been in that 20 minutes because it probably wasn't what was cut.
And tell me when, and when we get to it, whenever you want to, let me know when the reference was. I didn't get, like, I know some people said that, and I didn't know when the reference was.
It's when Reed
So,
kicks the monkey into the Gulf. They defeated
That's-
Red Ghost and his army of monkeys. Like that's Red Ghost. That was John.
Oh,
that was John
okay.
Malkovich.
That part, and then I was hoping they were going to show the Great Thinker, but they didn't. So
Sorry,
that's
they
fine.
didn't. That was John Malkovich.
I'm John Malkovich.
It's Bill Hader doing John Malkovich, but anyway.
I know. I don't sound anything like that. Yeah, yes, you do.
But that's where he was cut. So yeah, I would have loved to seen the Thinker. That would have been fun.
Yeah. So Fantastic Four starts off with the fun little Cinema Dome rollout credits for Marvel Studios and went right into it. Brian, what I loved about this is it didn't feel like anything else. The director, he did WandaVision, right?
Yes. And
And-
Always Sunny, and he was an actor on Growing Pains growing up. But yes, he did WandaVision is his MCU debut.
Wait, what else did he do? Did you say Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Who is he in Always Sunny?
He directed the episode where
Fighter of the night, man. Champion of the sun. You're a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Dayman. Stage freeze. Don't say stage freeze, just do it.
he was a director on Always Sunny.
Oh, okay. So it looked different, and that's what I loved so much about it, the throwback to the classic Marvel era. I think, though, Brian, this is going to upset me that we're only going to get one adventure in this world, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're only going to, what's it, 828? Is that the...
Correct. Jack Kirby's birthday, 8/28.
I'm going to be really bummed out that this is the only time we get to spend in 828. I guess maybe it's a good thing. Don't ruin a great thing, but I just loved it. I loved that we didn't have nanotechnology. We didn't have the hollow screens that we see everywhere, that it kept it retro, kept it practical as much as possible. I just loved all that.
Yeah, it was fun. And that's why I got so excited about Matt Shakman getting the role, because I think the first 8 episodes of the 9-episode arc of WandaVision, when he was dealing with time periods and everything else, I think it was handled masterfully, and I think this was done in a very similar fashion.
Yes.
It was just a fun universe to play in, and shout out to listener Anthony, who said this, it really feels like Iron Man from a standpoint of how self-contained it was in its own world, nothing else to really play off of it. We didn't really reference anybody else, anything like that. Obviously Reed referenced the parallel universes and stuff like that, but we didn't deal with it. For better or worse, I think it's mildly frustrating that we didn't get a post-credit Thunderbolts explanation, but we kind of did, because, let's skip to the mid-credit scene. Doom is going to steal Franklin, and it's hard to take a baby named Franklin seriously. I understand that.
Thank you.
But
Franklin,
they didn't give you the origin of the name or anything like that. But if you're gonna have Reed and Sue's baby, you have to name it Franklin. You can't change the comic origin, right? You got to, but let's shorten it or something, or at least say Franklin was my dad or something. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Makes me think of the turtle, Franklin the turtle.
Franklin Turtle. I got a kick out of it when he was going, oh, there's multiple universes, there's all this, and you see kids bored in the audience. I think that was kind of a jab at how kind of new Marvel fans are going, there's just so much to watch about the other universes and all that. It's too much. I'm bored. You want to see an explosion? Yeah.
Yep.
So I kind of wonder if that was a cute little tongue-in-cheek moment. Casting, costing. What do you think of the four, the Silver Surfer, and Galactus?
Like I said, I think every single character was the best version they've ever been on screen. I think Reed struggled, especially from a punchable face standpoint with Miles Teller 10 years ago. But every other portrayal of Reed has been arrogant. And Reed Richards isn't arrogant. Reed Richards is conflicted and anxious. And that's what Pedro Pascal portrayed. The amount of, I'm smarter than you, and I know I'm smarter than you, but I'm not going to make that seem like I'm better than you because of it. It was just a simple, I'm smarter than you, and I will figure this out, but it had nothing, it wasn't trying to put you down. And just the amount of anxiety that Reed Richards carries with him on a daily basis. And when Sue's yelling at him because of who you are, that hurts me. And his response of, I don't mean to do that. Like I think of the worst case scenario so we don't have to live it, right? Like that's the anxious Reed Richards. And that's something that I really enjoyed.
I know there are some comics where he's kind of similar to like the 2000s Fantastic Four, where he is kind of a punchable know-it-all. This one, though, he, in a way, he even said it. I am the smartest man. I would think of that. I know that. But it wasn't in a way that I wanted to punch him. And I like that they went with those kind of Reed Richards storylines as opposed to the I am the smartest man, kind of annoying. Because then you go, how the hell does he have friends?
Well,
So
yeah,
this one I love.
When he's talking to Ben, and he's like, and Ben's like, nobody should have known that. And he's like, I should have known that. Like he uses his intelligence as almost a crutch because he blames himself for not knowing something.
Right.
And I thought that was the best portrayal of Reed Richards. Sue, Vanessa Kirby, side note, she is gorgeous. Let's just move on from that.
Yes.
But she's just great. Like her is like a bridge between Mole Man and the government and everything else. Like Subterranea, I would love to have spent more time with. That was fun. But Sue being kind of the diplomat for the world and kind of unifying everybody, I thought was good. Johnny had a brain, which Johnny usually doesn't have a brain. Usually he's too cocky and brash to even think about it. But I think I am blanking on the actor's name. I apologize. It is Eddie Munson from Stranger Things, and his name is, oh man, what is his name? But can you look that up for me while I'm talking about him?
You. Keep rolling.
But Johnny Storm, like again, he used his brain. Like, I mean, yeah, is it easy to like get 3 words of a language and then be able to translate an entire language off of 3 words? Like, no, but at the same time, it's a movie and it just gets to be what it is. Like that didn't.
But I like
Joseph.
I
Quinn.
feel like Brian, I was gonna save you.
I'm sorry, it came into my hand.
You
It
even
came into
asked
my
me
brain.
to,
No,
and I
it
was
came
gonna
into
work
my.
it in all smooth.
Came into my brain.
So you looked pretty.
No, it came into my brain. But no, he was good. Like Johnny had a brain, and Johnny doesn't like Reed all the time, which again, he doesn't tell Reed to his face how much he doesn't like him, and that's something we dealt with a lot in previous films that we didn't get. And he's like, I take everything back I ever said bad about you.
To myself.
And then I think the best of the 4 is Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Ben Grimm. Like I think the Thing was amazing. Like he was great. His beard was cool, and we didn't get mopey, depressed Ben Grimm. And I think that was a good advantage of setting this 4 years into the future, where he's kind of learned how to kind of cope with who he is, what he is now. And we didn't really deal with it. I mean, you could see when he's walking the streets, he kind of gets in his feelings a little bit, but he doesn't let it bring him down and affect his relationships with anybody else. His and Johnny's relationship was so much fun.
Yes. I don't really have anything else for you. I love that Ben Grimm, they explored his heritage as far as religion as well.
That
That's
was
kind
cool.
of a big part in the comic that they faded out in movies. I get it, I don't want to touch it, but they did it in a way that I think Kirby would have been proud of. Him entertaining kids. I also love that nobody saw him as a monster, which is going to break my heart when he comes to the main MCU world. I feel like people are going to look at him different. It's just going to break my heart. Um, Johnny, I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I liked that they made him smarter, but you could tell the team still kind of not dismisses him, but
But he's the lowest of the four. Yeah.
kind of treats him like the Ringo in the group, where he's like, guys, she spoke to me. Oh, okay.
I
So
don't tell you how to fly. You don't tell me how to kill sexy space aliens.
I just want to make it clear the surfboard is not attached to her.
His obsession with this surfboard being attached to the body made me laugh so much. Herbie, I would die for Herbie. He was so fun. I thought
I wish Disneyland would do like a Build a Herbie.
That'd be sweet. I thought Silver Surfer, I mean, count me among the, I don't know how this is going to work, but it worked. Like,
Yeah.
I thought Shalabal was a good call. It worked out great. We didn't even spend that much time with Silver Surfer, which is what I was concerned about, is are we going to try to redeem her all in one film? We did, but we didn't need to spend a lot of time on it, right? And the scenes for Silver Surfer that they had to nail was when they were escaping the Galactus ship and she was surfing on the lava and everything else. Like every single view of her surfing worked perfectly.
Yep.
It was so cool.
I know I had some listeners reach out and say, "Oh, but we're finally getting a really good Fantastic Four movie, and they aren't doing like the main guy." She has a lot of storylines in the comic book world. She may not be as the most popular version of the Silver Surfer, but she's got storylines, and I think them going with her made her character more sympathetic. Um, it didn't bother me whatsoever. I loved it because then it also gave us the Johnny dynamic with her, which, like I said, or we've said, is hilarious every time. Look wise, she looked great.
I think going with Shalabal was the right call because there's not a lot of comic precedent, right? So you weren't making this film to tell the story of the Silver Surfer, but you were making this film to tell the story of the Fantastic Four and how Silver Surfer was involved there. So I think going with somebody with less of a story and stuff to base off of, I think was actually a smart call with how they used her.
Yep. And showing her heartbreak by having the sound recordings, I thought was brilliant, as opposed to let's just do flashbacks. They did do a flashback of her, walking into the beam of light, but they showed so much more by not showing more with the voice recordings on the gold records.
Yeah.
So Galactus,
this is where I have some nitpicks. Go ahead.
Okay. I thought he looked terrifying, looked huge, wasn't laughable to me, which I think I had a small worry about. From what I'm hearing, they used a practical suit. Like there is a suit. I would love for pictures to pop online because it didn't really look full practical at any point. And then the pictures I've seen online are him in a mocap suit, but I thought he looked great. Anyways, I'd love to hear what Bryan has.
I'm good with everything we got. That's where I wanted 15 more minutes of story. I wanted more of an explanation as to kind of what his motivations are, why he's doing what he's doing, other than the fact that he's just suffering an unquenchable hunger, right? And what Franklin potentially is to him. Like, that's what I wanted explored more. I didn't necessarily want more of an origin as much, but I wanted more explanation around who Galactus is, and I think they took the audience for granted of their familiarity with Galactus, or just also not even really needing to know who he was, right? So I would have loved to explore more of his motivations and what role Franklin played in that. Now, obviously, Franklin's going to have his own future and everything else that's coming, and he's obviously got magical super baby powers. So we're not going to explore too much of that, but I would have loved to understand the motivations of Galactus, particularly his obsession with Franklin, or at least what he sees in his potential.
I mean, they give a quick rundown that he was once a regular man, and then he became, Galactus as the hunger he can't fill. So that's why he devours the devourer of worlds.
But what
And
caused it? That's what I don't. That's what they didn't tell us.
okay. And then, Franklin's gonna clinch that hunger for him. So he wants, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and the line of Reed saying, "No, he's normal. I've run every test I can run," and Galactus's response of, "He's hiding his true nature from you," or something to that. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's like, that's dark, man. Like,
yeah.
And Reed and Sue, like, they have these concerns about Franklin in the comics. Like, this is founded in the comics, and I understand like Reed's relationship with Doctor Doom and everything else in the comics. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I would recommend don't look it up until after we see Doomsday to kind of see where we're headed.
Right.
But it's just,
some people are going to be in for surprises.
yeah, I would have loved to explore Galactus's motivations more. I think that's where the film would have benefited from 15 extra minutes.
That's just it. I didn't really need the John Malkovich character. I wanted a deeper dive into, I would have loved more, like at least 5 more minutes into Galactus, 5 more into the Silver Surfer, and then like 10 more of the relationships amongst the Fantastic Four. I think that's how I would have done like 20 extra minutes.
Yeah, when Ben kind of outs her pregnancy at the dinner table, like, even though he's a rock, like, you can see the joy and the pride in his face of his 2 friends getting what they wanted. I thought the inner relationships throughout the film between the 4 of them were excellent. And I wouldn't not argue with 10 more minutes of just doing more of that because I just would have liked to see more of it. What I did find weird about this film, and I think, again, there's a lot to love about it, but something stops me from loving this film, and I think it's the pacing. I just think it was hard to keep track of how time was working. Like, they went out and they were gone for a month, right? When they went to visit Galactus, and they just kind of told you because, hey, the baby came out at 4 months old. Let's not even talk about that. But, like, the baby was older, and they said, like, if Silver Surfer gets stuck in the black hole, like, it's going to take her a month to get out. And then just a month was passed, right? Like, so we covered a year throughout the film because we went from 4 years to 5 years on the Tad Gilbert show or whatever it was called. But,
right.
Like, it was just hard because, like, Ben was on the street talking about black and white cookies to his girlfriend, and then all of a sudden he was back in the house and then on the balcony, and it didn't seem like any time had passed, but obviously time had passed. So just the pacing, if we'd had the extra 15-20 minutes, I think we could have slowed down and taken a little bit more of a breath.
I don't even hate that. I do get that. There was a couple points where I'm going, wait, how much time has passed? How quickly did Johnny translate this dialect? So there was a couple moments. I agree with that, because it did make it seem like she escaped the black hole quicker than a month.
Yeah.
I thought that at first.
Even though even though she did end up, like, yeah, we just didn't address it other than in the news commentary, right? The other thing that I didn't get that I got in the film more is it's just my cynical nature, right? Of Galactus asked for too high a price, like our son. It's like, are they really just going to take the Fantastic Four at face value and not be like, hey, you should just give up your kid? But that's where it went, right? Like, people saying how selfish they are for not giving up their kid, but they still ultimately kind of accepted her kind of justification for that. I'm not going to sacrifice my baby for this world, but I'm also not going to sacrifice this world for my baby. Like, it's the right approach for any parent, but it's like Reed's response of, and we obviously didn't take him up on that deal or whatever. And it's just like, dude, that's kind of tone deaf, but you're also not going to tell somebody give up your kid. So I don't know, maybe it's the cynical nature in the world in which we live that nobody's universally liked at any point. So a country kind of wrapping their arms around these 4 people and thinking they're perfect for 4 consecutive years. Maybe that's just what took me out of it a little bit. But I think the way they justify the whole thing and the whole world coming together of building those portals, I thought it was going to work. Like, I genuinely thought it was going to work, even though I knew in the trailer Galactus walked down the streets of New York, right? So, but it would have been fun. Like, it was kind of cool. I thought it was a fun idea, but Silver Surfer kind of blowing him up also obviously works. The leaving Franklin in the middle of Times Square made no sense from the start, and I'm glad that that's not exactly how that played out. But Herbie singing lullabies to Franklin made that all better.
Bryan, remember we are recording. Your family does listen. Do you have a child that if Galactus came and said, "Bryan, I want one of your kids"? That there are some days where you might have one ready to go.
If you catch me on the right day, I can one out of 4. There, it might be not easy, but no, I'm just kidding.
I will shout out this film because Marvel, you know what, comic book movies. I'm just going to go with movies. Has a hard time with making it so that a parent character isn't too preachy, too annoying, an eye roll moment. I think about the Flash TV series, how, oh my God, I got really irked at how the parenting lines in that. But Vanessa Kirby with her speech in the courtyard there, I thought it was beautiful. I believed in her. I believed in her like motherly love for her children. And then I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that, oh my God, she's pregnant. I don't want another annoying MCU kid storyline, but this one I'm good with. It's a baby. I don't have to deal with any annoying like preteen or teen lines or anything like that. But the baby storyline worked for me. I loved it. They just dove into it and said, this is how it's going to be. And we're going to just show you how great we are, and you're going to love this kid.
It was super central to the story. Hey, there was a fun movie reference in there. Did you catch it? When they were escaping the neutron star black hole, they had to reach a certain point of light speed to be able to escape.
What do they have to reach?
0.88.
Oh, okay.
It is absolutely a nod to Back to the Future, in my opinion.
Gotta be, right?
Has to be. I thought that was fun. Her giving birth without like gravity, and Reed having to use his stretchy abilities to like plant his feet on the ceiling just to keep her shoulders on the table. I thought that entire like birth scene was actually really well done. I thought that was, because you can make a birth scene really corny really quickly. And yes. I don't think it reached level of corny until all of a sudden we're just looking at the baby and she just says Franklin, and then we just move on. Then it was kind of, okay, but I mean, Franklin? Come on. But I guess it is 1960s, so my apologies to everybody out there named Franklin.
I will say this. Franklin I was okay with. It is a mouthful. Definitely not as annoying for me every time I hear Joey
from
Superman. Yeah. God, if I had to hear her.
I feel like Joey was just the kid's name just for comedic effect.
Joey! Like, oh, shut up. So, one thing I did love is that they did a reference to the first Fantastic Four comic book with their battling the creature in the middle of the street. And then shout out to Marvel also for not doing another, all right, we're going to have a big baddie battle at the end of this movie. They did have a big baddie battle. That's just so much fun to say, but it's not how they ended the movie. And I enjoyed that. And I also love that there wasn't like just an evil version of the Fantastic Four. So I feel like Marvel learned a lot with this climax.
Are you annoyed that the baby brought her back to life?
No. If you didn't see that coming, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, you figured it out. Like it was obviously pretty easy to figure it out, but they let it go on long enough that you started to feel really bad for Reed specifically.
Yeah.
Not that.
Well, I mean, it's Pedro Pascal. I feel bad for him. Yeah. If he cries, I want to hug him.
He's so good. He's so good.
Well, did you notice she had the star eyes, the same as Peter Quill did when Ego was taken over?
I did, and I was wondering if that was intentional.
Oh, I hope so. So
they never called Galactus a Celestial. which I don't think he is a Celestial, so maybe that's why. He's got a lot of the same looks as a Celestial, but he's not. But maybe that's also just the fact that we're playing in a different universe. I was shocked at how self-contained this film was.
Yes.
Even in the post-credit scene, the cartoon, Herbie turning off the TV, that was that I felt the Spider-Man Captain America showing up on the screen and trying to teach me patience, because I was really annoyed by that. What I want to know is why in the mid-credits scene, directed by the Russo brothers, part of Doomsday, essentially, why did they not show...
it?
Yeah, why did they not show Robert Downey Jr.?
I don't think they... I don't know. I feel like I'm good with it. Don't waste the reveal on that. I'm good with it.
I think that's where you use the reveal. Is it possible that this whole thing is a stunt and it is not Robert Downey Jr.? Is it possible?
My first thought was, okay, so they didn't have him then. Wait, they announced this a while ago, and they could have easily have filmed that short little scene in a second. So why weren't they using him was kind of my thought.
Is it too expensive? Is that the answer? Like, is he too expensive to put in the film? No way. Like, you work that into your contract with Robert Downey Jr. So I don't think it's a money thing. Something's fishy, man.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to go out on a limb and say Robert Downey Jr. is not playing Doctor Doom, but I might go out on a limb and say Robert Downey Jr. isn't playing the only Doctor Doom.
Yes.
They called out Latveria a couple of different times in the UN, which their seats were always empty, which was an obvious nod, an obvious choice. I mean the simple explanation, and this is being discussed in our Discord. Join the Discord, join the Fantastic Four First Steps spoiler review if you'd like to. I believe it was Kevin that was saying what makes sense most to him is that that Doctor Doom takes Franklin, takes him to the 616 universe, which is why we get the Thunderbolts seeing the Excelsior, which is a great name for their ship, by the way. Seeing the Excelsior in their universe because they're essentially chasing down Doctor Doom to get Franklin back. And that's how they get into the 616 universe. Is it that simple? How did they time jump 65 years? That's another story that needs to be explained to me. That's why I was kind of bummed there wasn't an explanation of the Thunderbolts thing, because we're not getting anything else from the MCU for a year until Spider-Man 4, and that's not going to give us really any answers. And then we get Doomsday in December of next year, but that's it for the MCU for the near future. They're going back to quality over quantity, which is the right decision. I also do not believe Kevin Feige for 1 minute that he said that they were already pivoting to Doom away from Kang before everything went down. I simply don't believe him. But something's up, man. Like, I don't know why you don't show Robert Downey Jr. in that scene, but the mask looked cool. The cape looked cool. I need Doctor Doom.
Yep. I need it. I agree with you. I don't think they were already pivoting. I definitely think they had strong concerns with how awful Quantumania was, and they were given a way out.
But he was good in that film.
He was good. The film is shit. Part of my language.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, but he was good, and he was good in Loki, too. If he weren't a despicable human being, I still think we have the Kang Dynasty and not Doomsday.
Which, I don't know how that would have gone, just because, everyone's interpretation is he got beat by ants. These were quantum ants, okay?
See, but now if
they were super strong and intelligent.
But now if we want to go crazy about it, right, we have the Council of Kangs, where the Council of Reeds exist. Kang is actually a descendant of Reed Richards, generations, like dozens of generations down the line. But like, if we really want to play with that game, we could. But I mean, going back on it, Reed, Pedro Pascal is Reed, perfect. Like, the four of them, they had to nail it, and they did. And this film is good. This film is not great in my opinion, but this film is really good.
Post credits, we talked about it. Doctor Doom, and then at the end, and then you have did you listen to the lyrics for the Galactus song.
The Devourer. Yeah.
Oh my god,
That was pretty funny.
You could tell in the theater when people started actually listening to the lyrics.
It got quiet.
Um,
Yeah, that was a funny song.
And then you had the cartoon at the end, and I think some people were disappointed. But here's my thing. Previous phases, earlier phases, the credits were actually important. There were scenes from upcoming movies or things like that. Lately, we're getting a lot of post-credit scenes that aren't going to go anywhere. So the Doom one, great. And then I'm okay with the cartoon at the end. I didn't need another clip leading to anything. Honestly, I wish that clip with the cartoon was a little bit longer and just had Ben Grimm, like the clip ends with the thing going, all right, guys, it's clobbering time. And Ben off camera goes, I don't say that. And then he turns the TV off. Something like that.
I expected somebody in the 616 universe to be watching it. That's what I thought was happening.
Like a reflection of the TV when it turns off?
I thought the new Avengers were watching the cartoon or something. Like the fact that Herbie turned the TV off is where I was surprised. I genuinely believed it to have been being viewed by somebody else we knew. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's not a waste of time by any stretch, but like it obviously isn't important. But again, Marvel is focused on quality over quantity again, and I think that's for the better.
Well, final thoughts. I think we both agree this one ranks first, followed by Thunderbolts, followed by Captain America.
Agreed.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it again. I love that it has a high rewatchability. And man, that really is going to be a long time until we get a new Marvel movie. I forgot about that. So good call there.
Does it hit the billion? I'm not positive it does.
No.
I don't think enough people are going to rewatch it the same way. I don't think it gets the billion. I think it does well, but well is a new standard compared to what Marvel's well used to be. Yeah,
$1 billion is hard. I mean, shout out to Lilo and Stitch, and I think Minecraft might have hit it. God, Lilo and Stitch hit $1 billion. I can't believe it.
It's still better than Minecraft.
Yeah. La 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 lava, chicken. Don't underestimate how kids love that song. They know the words and they dance it all the time. Steve's lava chicken. Anyways, so no, I think it's gonna get 700 to 800.
Yeah, 650 to 7 is where I'm at.
Yeah,
which is successful. Which, but for any other studio, is a success.
Agreed. So, yeah, I think this is Marvel needs to stick to what they're doing right now. I think Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four is them learning from their mistakes. Captain America was just too far down the line and them going, hey, this is still us making mistakes. We're going to release it. But I think Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four is them learning from their past. So that was Mark and Bryan's review of Fantastic Four. Please let us know in the Discord. Like Bryan mentioned, there's already a group chat going on. Let us know. We are not an ugly fan base. We will hear you out. We will support you and give you hopefully more insight on things. We love hearing off the wall thoughts. So it doesn't matter if you are a Fantastic Four mega fan or just a Padawan learner like I am to Bryan. Let's hear it. We want to hear it. Please join us on the Discord. That concludes this episode. We thank you, fellow fans, for uniting with us. For those listeners who want to get in touch with the show, Bryan, tell them how.
You can find us on Instagram at United We Fan Podcast. You can find us on our Discord. Get a hold of us. We'll get you over that link around getting that Discord. Like I said, look in the Marvel channel for a thread talking about spoilers for Fantastic Four, because what we don't want you to do is spoil the film for somebody else who doesn't want to be spoiled.
Yes, please join us on Discord. Like I said, you get benefits, guest hosting, fun topics for us to discuss, names shouted out. We love to hear from you all. Bryan, as always, it was a fantastic time. Thank you again, listeners, for going on this journey with us. Till we unite again, fans. Bryan, if I ask what time it is, are you going to say hammer time? It's clobbering time? What would you go with? Here, let's try it. All right, Bryan, what time is it?
Flame on!
My God, he's gonna say it!
Say what?
Avengers! Flame on! Sorry, what now?